All right. It's time for Akalon Wastes as the setting for game number 4 of our Best of 7 Millennium Numerical Cup Grand Finals between our Red Zerg player spawning in the top left position, who was down 0-2 and just took the series a little bit back under control. It is Evil Genius's Jaedong. And his opponent, spawning in the southeast position as the blue Zerg player from Team Samsung Galaxy Con, it is Solar. With a very fast 9 pool. Much pool. Very wow. So, Jaedong, like a true gentleman, will assume, hey, you don't attack me, I don't attack you. Hatch first, hatch first. Could go, oh, look at that drone rally. Look at it. It's gonna have 15 hatch. But Solar, he's got a nefarious scheme. And he'd love to put himself one game away from winning the Grand Finals. So let's see what he does. 4 Zerglings. 6 Zerglings. This could get ugly, guys. This could get ugly really, really fast. Let's see. This music is so fitting, too. The Zerglings are making their way across the desolate plains of Akalon Wastes. Only Jaedong can stop them now. And his spawning pool is halfway done as the Zerglings arrive at his natural ramp. Jaedong will be forced to cancel this hatchery, no doubt, as the Zerglings traipse up into the main base and continue to stream across the field. Solar has put Jaedong in an awkward position for sure. And now with this hatchery being shut down, Jaedong will let it finish, only for the larva, because he needs the production, which makes sense, and he actually will have the broodlings. I think canceling that would have been really, really, really bad for Jaedong. Even if he won't get anything else from it. He won't get the queen, but he will get a set of Zerglings and an Overlord. And the broodlings as well, but not able to make anything happen with these. Almost gets a kill with the broodlings. Shame. And let's see where what Jaedong does now, because Solar is not giving up. He started his speed. He's actually gotten gassed for speed. And this is just going to get more and more tough for Jaedong. Solar does not seem like he's willing to give up. Jaedong might just hold his ramp with the Zerglings, which is really all he needs to do. I think Solar might expand. Yeah, Solar's just going to take his natural. It's pretty smart. Considering the circumstances, I don't really think that Solar can break Jaedong right now. Zergling speed will certainly help him on his way to that goal, but he's got to build a hatchery. And this queen from Solar is actually taking some heat. I don't think Jaedong will get this kill, but it would be really nice for him if he could. Let's see. It's the Zergling train. It's a best of 7, by the way, guys. So this is, it's starting to get pretty well along here. If Jaedong wins this, then we think we still got a pretty wide road ahead of us. But if Solar wins this game, then it reaches the danger zone. But yeah, really nice to be able to kill that hatchery. Even if something's in production, if you kill it, then they get refunded the cost of it, like that queen, but it's just annoying that you can't actually get the queen out. It's about spending your money. And he gets a surround on the slowlings. He's starting to get some decent trades here, actually. Solar is really starting to dig in. Oh, Jaedong might have stepped a little bit too far outside of his porch. Will lose quite a few links. Maybe this queen. He does pick the queen off. Very nice for Solar. Guess who what? Solar's got a brand new Jaedong's got a brand new Baneling nest, and he might try to win with a counter, but there's still Zerglings bringing pressure, actually just streaming endless lings across the field. Solar's not giving up just yet. This is really rough. If he could cancel the hatchery again, that would be sick. Just disgusting. Oh my god. And Solar's only got Zerglings into production tab. Keep in mind, there are Banelings on the way for Jaedong. So he's not out of it yet. But this hatchery, I don't know that he can save it. I do not think he can. Jaedong's speed is going to finish soon, but he will lose this queen. Potentially the rest of his Zerglings. The Banelings need to be heroes. Oh! Big hits for Jaedong! Oh, shit. That was epic. Solar completely smacked. Oh, my God. Talk about a real dong slap. He's completely on his back foot now. Jaedong saves his hatchery and kills all the Zerglings of his opponent. And Solar still has a lot, but that was pretty awesome to watch. And Jaedong's going to try to pull his opponent away from him. He's forced Solar to build a spine crawler. And he's just dancing around. Oh my god. Wow. Geez, that was a sick Baneling hit from Jaedong. And Solar still gets a couple Zerglings out over here. Trying to continue to harass. This was good. Picks off another Zergling. Oh. Oh, he will be able to grab Jaedong's Banelings in the middle of the field, which is nice. Just one more Zergling is all he needs. Oh my goodness, it's one hit away from being killed. That is unfortunate. But there's a Spine Crawler here and a Baneling Nest on the way for Solar. So that's really nice. And Jaedong, he's in a good spot, I have to say. Solar's been cranking out drones, though. Jaedong's about to finish a round of 9, 10 drones. Super drone. That's what this is like. And he's going to be fully saturated on his second base. Solar is saturated for the most part on his second base. A little bit undersaturated in his main. And it all comes down to who can get those drones out. One Zergling tries to run into the natural to get some scouting information. Doesn't see too much other than the gas being taken. One geyser. And both players have their layers coming in. The lair is a little bit farther along for Solar, but it's not significant enough that it really matters. He's building a few Banelings back here. And he's pitting himself in, actually. He's going to try to run inside of the main base. He'll be able to see the lair timing at the very least. Not the timing, but he'll see that there's a lair. And he's just going to trade his Zerglings with Jaedong's. And while he tries to run these Banelings in, not going to do too much. Solar loses 2 Banelings for free. And Jaedong has still managed to keep Solar from really doing much of anything. But that being said, this game is still going on. It's not over by any means. Spire's on the way for Solar. And I honestly expect Jaedong to go Spire because that's just what Jaedong does. He loves his Spire. He builds it every day. I mean, I guess every day that he plays StarCraft, he probably builds a Spire. So there it is. Oh, gets one of the Banelings. Not bad. He's really trying to bait out Jaedong's Bane. Oh, not able to get it just yet. He's so close. One more Zergling trying to get it. Defend the quarterback. Nope. Good sack. And Solar's still keeping, he's still keeping the threat of pressure and aggression up. The third base is on the way for Jaedong. Solar does need to get his third as well. So this is still relatively even. Zerglings run off to the right side. Oh, Solar's third is in danger. Danger, danger. He needs to be careful. Gonna kill that Overlord, maybe. Oh, Solar's Ling's getting caught out in the center of the field by Jaedong. But Solar would rather have Ling on Ling fights than lose the third base. That's most important. Overseer runs inside of the main base of Jaedong. Queen throws some talons at it. He sees the Spire timing, which is important. As his Spire is now done. So, immediately gets the Carapace upgrade, which really helps versus those ricochet attacks that the Mutalisks have. This Overlord sees everything. He's like, no, Jaedong, you can't just walk around. I know you're here. And let's see. Zergling's coming on the right side. And this Queen is going to get there. Going to try to inject that hatchery, but it's not done yet. So it has to wait just a little bit longer. And Jaedong has a lot of Zerglings, but let's take a look at now the most interesting part of this game. The Mutalisks. We have 6 on the field for the blue Zerg, and the red player has 8 on the way. So I think it's just like a 1 Muta lead so far. But it's not significant enough to actually matter. The Mutalisk count doesn't really matter until someone starts losing some or loses their third base or gets their third base mining faster than their opponent. And keep in mind that third base starting to be mined now by Solar as well as Jaedong. So it's just getting awkward. He's going to use the mutas. He's trying to clear up these Overlords as much as he possibly can. But it's not easy. It's not easy. And Jaedong just sitting pretty. He's just getting everything set up. Both players actually had the Carapace on the way. Very, very close timing between them. This Overseer that was just sitting out in the middle of nowhere gets spotted by Solar. Just so much airspace, man. There's just so much airspace in the corners of Akalon Waste. You know, people don't really talk about this, but there's just so much airspace. You could have a whole battle here. Jaedong picks off something, an Overlord it seems. Solar's got a lot of Zerglings saved up actually, but so does Jaedong. He's trying to pick off a few Lings that are going for scouting info. You can see that the third base hasn't been saturated, which means that Jaedong is still purely sitting on Mutalisks. He only saturated the gas geysers because he wants his massive mutas. But because he's not saturated, it's also a sign that he's not switching off anything like roaches or even maybe infestors. He just wants to get gas income. He doesn't really care for any type of mineral-heavy investments. And Jaedong comes to clear the tower. He's like, yep, get out of here. And Solar's being pretty aggressive about taking that tower. The Mutalisks grab a few Zergling kills, though. Oh, the Mutaverse Mutafy. A few of these getting caught off guard by Jaedong. Solar needs to... Actually, Solar has a nice opportunity to capitalize on this. He's bringing his Zerglings in. He does have quite a few. But at the same time... Ooh, counterattack by Jaedong. He's running inside of the main base, trying to deal some damage to the Zerg player. And he will get this queen. Very nice. The Zergling battle has commenced. Solar's Mutalisks are dancing with Jaedong's Mutalisks. And it looks like Solar has more Mutalisks. But this is still kind of awkward. Baneling detonations, nothing too crazy just yet. The Zerglings for Solar are everywhere. There's so many more Zerglings for Solar. He's got a lot on the field here. More coming down as well. He still has the Mutalisks here, of course. But, you know, this spine needs to be careful. Some of these Mutas are a bit more injured for Solar. And he's just going to trade the Muta versus Muta. And there's no Zerglings to actually tank these shots anymore for Solar. So he has to retreat. He's losing his Mutalisks. And this is where the game gets ugly. He takes a couple more shots. He's willing to just trade out all of his Mutalisks for all of for some of Jaedong's Mutalisks, and Jaedong has won the Muta War, it seems. Solar's not giving up just yet, but I don't really see any way that he manages to win with Muta on Muta anymore. He's just behind. It's one of those things that snowballs really hard. He's losing the rest of his Mutas, and Jaedong wants to push this advantage of Mutalisks, and he's just going to push on through. GG, Solar taps out, and Jaedong ties this best of 7 up 2-2. Great game, and wow, just the back and forth. It's so good, so good.